Let's talk about Kylie Jenner's boobs. That's a sentence I never thought I'd say out loud, but here we are, because I have some thoughts about this, or about them. Like, do celebrities have to tell us if they have work done? Why is Kylie kind of a special case? And why can I, this time, very much relate to her lying about it?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
So, the youngest Kardashian sister recently told us what we already knew. She's had a boob job.
That is brand new information!
She very much denied this for years, over and over again, just like she did when she's had lip fillers at 16.
And what she's done is convinced other nice normal girls that she made her face go from this to this via a lipstick that only she says. Just to let you in on something, I'm wearing that lipstick right now.
But this isn't too surprising. She is a Kardashian after all, and this is what they do. And she did it again when she's had her boobs done at 19. And just like with her lips, anyone with eyes in their heads could see that something has changed.
There's something there that wasn't there before.
And by the way, I'm not showing any before and after pics of her because she was a teenager back then, and I think it feels kind of yucky to show her chest. And that's exactly the point. Did she really have to tell us that she's had work done? Do celebrities owe us this truth?
I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
I think that's kind of tricky. Because just like we do, they also have a right to privacy. But there is one exception, if the change is obvious. It's the same when they don't admit to photoshopping their pictures. When someone suddenly looks completely different but doesn't tell us why, they do set false expectations. They also help to keep cosmetic surgeries a taboo and something to be ashamed of. And at some point, they risk losing their credibility and becoming a running joke. Kylie's sister Khloe is living proof of that. But in Kylie's case, there is another point, because she made money with her lies. First, she blamed her period. Then it was a Victoria's Secret bra. And then, just like with her lip liners, she sold a cream that was allegedly responsible for this growth.
Sure, Jan.
And as stupid as this was, I can understand why she didn't admit publicly to having surgery at the time. Because I also had a boob job at 19. Without going into too much detail, I wasn't happy, I had the opportunity to change it, and to this day, I am happy with the decision I made. But back then, I didn't talk about it. I told maybe a handful of people. I wasn't ashamed of it, but I was embarrassed. I was uncomfortable because as a young woman, I didn't want something as intimate as this to be known publicly. I didn't want my boobs to be anyone's business. And I also didn't want to be judged. Today, almost 20 years later, I'm talking about it on YouTube, telling this very personal stuff to potentially a lot of strangers, because today I think, fuck it. My body, my money, my decision. But in Kylie's case, it might not have been entirely her own decision. In 2007, when the first episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians flickered across TV screens, Kylie, at only 9 years old, was thrown not only into the limelight, but also into a world that isn't the healthiest when it comes to self-love and self-worth. While all other family members were adults and chose to do this show, she and Kendall were children that from the start were watched and judged and sexualized by strangers.
Look what I can do. Oh my god. Oh my god.
And I think neither of them could escape the impossible beauty standards of their own family. When Kendall at 14 started out as a model, thanks to mommy's contacts,
if this is what Kendall really wants to do, then I'm on board and I'll get the word out.
Kylie wanted to follow her sister to the catwalk, but her mom laughed at her.
You guys always favor Kendall and it's so annoying.
Your day will come.
Kylie,
Stop with your attitude.
little brat.
The same mom, by the way, a 9-year-old Khloe once heard saying that she needed a nose job.
Who knows if I never heard Mom talk about my nose if I would ever think I needed a nose job.
Right.
And then Khloe and Kourtney made fun of Kylie's ears, which led to her hiding them behind her hair for years. And then Kylie said this.
I think I just see so many young girls on the internet now, like fully editing. I went through that stage too, and I feel like I'm in a better place.
You serious?
So I'm not screaming around, poor Kylie. Because, like always, things aren't as black and white. Kylie was a child that grew up in front of millions of strangers and haters, and in a family that is full of, issues. They all suffer from insecurities that they say came from society.
Society gave me insecurities.
And while this might be true to some degree, they still promote and make a fortune with this impossible look. And with it, they provoke the same insecurities in their fans, and maybe even in their children. Yay. But speaking of the children, in one point Kylie's confession did surprise me, because she regrets having anything done.
I have a daughter, too. I would be heartbroken if she wanted to get her body done at 19. And she's the most beautiful thing ever. I want to be like the best mom and best example for her. And I wish I could like be her and do it all differently. Because I wouldn't touch anything.
I do hope that Kylie does manage to break this cycle and gift Stormi the ability to love herself. And if Stormi one day, as an adult, wants to change anything about her, she can make her own well-informed decision without any regrets. If not, we will definitely hear about it, unfortunately.